Hey, so as promised, here's the meta-analysis of the Chinese information. So I've got videos going back as far as 2012 covering this topic. Uh, the video which was published in 2012 actually is about a speculation of what will it look like when China actually does conquer the world. However, the speaker himself at the end of the talk says that he doesn't actually believe it's likely that China will become a major world power and overtake the U.S. Now, some of these talks, they are debates, or they are talks speculating on the potential power of China. Assuming that China will actually succeed in their efforts to conquer. However, they themselves cover information which contradicts that very point. For example, one of these debates covered the fact that China has about 3 times more ships than the U.S. And yet they also spend 1/3 of the U.S. Military budget in order to maintain their military. Now, what does that say to you? Because to me, that says they're making some cheap-ass ships. They're just mass-producing, very cheap, very lightweight, very not very advanced technology, but they're producing it en masse to pump up their numbers. Now, we've seen this sort of thing before. We have seen ships which are very weak, which are very cheap, go to war before, and they usually get blown out of the water very quickly. As for the actual advancement of these ships, they do appear, there are talks here which cover how these ships are loud, they're not stealthy. Even the quote-unquote stealth ships are not stealthy. They are just loud and obnoxious, very easily located just by sound alone. They're also slow. They aren't fast. They're very slow. They're not. They're not going to be able to respond quickly to any invasion, and anyone who catches them trying to invade another country is going to catch them very early on, and be able to take action well before China gets close enough to do any real harm. Another one of these talks actually covers Taiwan. Actually, 2 of these talks cover Taiwan more thoroughly. Taiwan has been building up its own military. Taiwan also has the support of the U.S., and keep in mind, the U.S. is actually the naval power of the world. The United States can project its navy anywhere on the globe. Anywhere, very quickly, very silently, too. And the U.S. Navy has one of the most powerful navies, not just because of the numbers. Apparently, we are second in number of ships to China. However, our ships are much stronger. They're much faster, they're much larger, they're much more powerful. We have nuclear-powered ships. I don't believe that China does. Our ships can move more quickly and more quietly than Chinese ships. Now, everyone's got their eyes on Taiwan, and Taiwan is building up its own military, its own navy. So, China would be stupid to attack Taiwan, because not only would Taiwan defend itself, Japan would step in and be like, hey, back the fuck up, and the U.S. would step in, and if the U.S. steps in, well, China's fucked. One of these videos, one of these talks was given about 2 weeks ago, July 27th, actually, which is a little over 2 weeks right now. It's Friday the 13th, actually. I should make another special video for Friday the 13th. But anyway, these talks also cover the lack of allies that China has. China sort of has allies in Africa. However, the Africans owe the Chinese huge debt. By the way, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole into the China-Africa connection. And, well, it's really just that China's trying to gain support from Africa by, diplomatically developing and building up debt, which they can claim from the Africans. But the U.S. actually owes a lot of debt to China. So China would not want to go to war with us. We owe them money. I don't know if you know this, but strategy, it's kind of a bad idea to attack someone who owes you money unless you're just putting pressure on them to make them feel afraid so that they will pay you back. Strategically, that's not even the best way to do it. So Africa really doesn't have a great military power. I don't believe that Africa's going to be very good allies. The only other quote-unquote ally that China has would be Russia, and Russia is not going to go to war with the U.S. Russia actually has kind of made it clear that they will abandon China if China does some fuck shit, If China does something stupid, Russia's not going to be there to help. It's going to be China and whoever the fuck else is pissed off about China. So China doesn't have real allies. It is, and also these talks do discuss the fraudulent buildup of debt. Even Tarl Warwick, in his book Against Communism, noted the same thing that I do, that I did in my my video, and the same thing which is noted in these talks. China is just building massive construction projects all over, and then abandoning them. They're not moving people out of cage homes into these structures. They're not using these structures. They're not attracting tourists, and therefore money from tourism. They're literally just building shit, marking it down as an increase in GDP, and then letting it rot. Which is not how you increase your GDP. That's not a sustainable method. That is also not healthy for your economy. And it will collapse. That's about all I have to say right now. Links are in the description. Thank you for watching. Peace.